Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from men only.
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about how clubs are going bankrupt. It's 90% women inside, and men just aren't showing up anymore. No drinks.
It makes sense. Men are the ones that spend the money.
No attention. And now women are furious the party's over. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Could your favourite club be about to close forever? Well, the owner of the UK's biggest nightclub has warned it might be about to go bust.
Damn.
Recom runs Prism and Attic.
To be like the biggest nightclub in an area to have to go bankrupt, there's a problem.
With a total of almost 50 clubs across the UK in places like Birmingham, Cardiff and Leeds. They said they've been hit by rising bills and also said that people's nights out have changed. Apparently we're less fussed on downing VKs at Prism and instead fancy more chill experimental bars instead. Basically, a very different vibe. A third of the UK's clubs have already shut since COVID, meaning there are now just over 900. 10 years ago, there were almost double that. So the message from owners is, if you love a club, keep going, or it could soon be gone forever.
You know, I actually have a story of this. There's a Cambodian club in Long Beach called the Red Dragon. It's like a restaurant club. Asians, we like to eat while we dance and stuff too. So there's like a full restaurant like menu and everything. I went to the last day that they were open, and they were saying, yeah, it's just people don't come to the club anymore. People don't come out anymore on the weekends, so we can't even open. Us being open, there's a few people, and it's not worth the money. So, I mean, Cambodian clubs, yes, it's a little bit more like a bit of a niche since, you know, Cambodians and all, but it also goes to that bigger picture of not just Cambodian clubs, all clubs.
Do you ever date somebody that works at the club?
No,
Why?
because that's a red flag right there.
Damn right.
Why is it a red flag?
Because you're working at the club.
What about you? Would you ever date somebody that works at the club?
No, because I already have a girl, so I'll never date fucking club.
What if you didn't have a girl?
Fuck no, bro.
It's a red flag. I have a girl too. It's a red flag. It's a red flag.
So the interviewer, a woman, asked these men if they could date someone who works at a club, and their answer was a flat-out no, calling it a red flag all on its own. And honestly, you can't even blame them.
Can't.
Because here's the truth. A lot of modern men are waking up. They've seen what dating someone in that nightlife scene often comes with. Attention-seeking, constant validation, late nights, and environments that don't exactly encourage loyalty or long-term values.
She doesn't even have to work there. As long as she's going there often, yeah, she belongs to the streets.
So when men say they're not signing up for that, it's not judgment, it's discernment. They're not being controlling. They're being careful. Men have been burned too many times playing the accept her for who she is game, only to be disrespected, played, or used for stability while she entertains chaos on the side. So now, they're choosing peace. They're setting standards. And guess what? That's allowed. If women can say, I won't date a man who works retail, or I'm not dating a guy who still lives with roommates, then men can just as confidently say, I'm not dating a woman who works in the club.
Do I count? I have a roommate. My brother lives with me. Does that count as a roommate? Like, I pay majority of the rent. He just pays for the one room.
It's not about hate. It's about values, trust, and lifestyle compatibility. You want a traditional man? Then don't be surprised when he looks for a traditional woman. Men have learned that not every beautiful woman is worth the stress, and not every job is neutral. Some lifestyles just don't align with long-term peace. And men today are no longer willing to ignore the red flags just because someone looks good. So when they say no thanks to the club scene, believe them. They're not trying to be rude. They're trying to protect their peace.
I'm so full of shit. I'm like, I don't want to go to the clubs. I want to go to a rooftop bar. I want to go to a lounge. I want to go to a speakeasy.
You know, this whole speakeasy stuff is all coming back nowadays. Everybody wants to go to the hidden gem.
At the club, y'all. I be at the club. The club won't turn me loose. What do you want from me? I'm a Sag Stellium. I'm gonna be at the club. Taking tequila shots and shaking my ass. I'm 26. What do you want from me?
Maybe think about your future. date intentionally, maybe find a good man to settle down with. Just an option.
It's too old to go clubbing in Berlin.
You're never too old to go clubbing in Berlin. I think
That's how you know you're too old.
we all know the techno grandpas. Although I think you would start to feel old in most of the clubs. Actually, you know what? Sometimes at mid-30s, I'm already starting to feel a bit old in some of the clubs. But you're never too old to club in Berlin. It's probably easier to get in as a 65-year-old than as a 25-year-old.
I wish I would have been born in the
Really? Really?
era
now?
where Business Casual and Ciroc and Patron was at the height of their career. Because y'all hoes be in the club serving fits, but y'all hoes do not be serving. Get up and dance. Why is you on the damn couch waving your arms? Sit down. Sit down.
That right there is a perfect example of how nightlife isn't what it used to be, and why so many people say clubs are dead now. Let's break it down. Back then, clubs were about energy. It was all about the dance floor. People were there to move, have fun, meet new people, and let loose. There were only a few spots to sit, and that was intentional. The entire vibe was active. You didn't go out to just sit in a dark corner. You went to be part of the night.
Like I said, as soon as you hear doo 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 doo, everybody's like, yeah.
But now, sections ruined everything. The second bottle service took over. Clubs stopped being a place to party and started being a place to pose. You've got people spending $500 plus just to sit in a booth with a...
That is crazy to spend like $1,000 to get these, whatever they're called, and then just to take pictures like this, and then what else? I'd rather spend $1,000 going to like the beach or something, having a big barbecue, shitload of meat, you know, drinks, having a good time. $1,000 at the beach? You're gonna have a damn good time at the beach.
The velvet rope and scroll on their phones like they're too cool to move. And it's not just that. The younger generation is so worried about optics. They're paranoid someone's gonna record them dancing wrong.
That is probably the biggest thing nowadays that we didn't have when we were younger, is everything gets put on the internet nowadays, right? Anybody doing anything weird, doing anything goofy. Sometimes we just did goofy stuff and we laughed it off. Now we do goofy stuff, we laugh it off, and then someone posted it on the internet and it goes viral. Now we're ashamed.
Catch an unflattering angle. So instead of enjoying the moment, they freeze. Everyone just sits there, looking good, but doing nothing. The irony? They're in a club to not dance. Make it make sense. We went from who's your DJ to who bought the section, from fun to flex, from dance floor to dead floor. If clubs want to come back to life, the culture needs to shift. Less VIP, more real connection, less cameras, more living in the moment. Because right now, it's not nightlife. It's just Instagram with loud music.
A lot of women. Like it's funny because they always say they want to go to the club and just dance with the girls. That's what you girls got now.
I just went clubbing in West Hollywood completely by myself and sober. I know some people would never do that, and as a woman, I should never do things like that by myself. However, I am very safe. I know how to take care of myself. I've been a club rat for many years, so I know what precautions to take, and of course there are risks, like there are with many things in life, but I've always been the type of person that I don't allow fear of whatever to stop me from doing what I want to do. I have been taking a break from drinking, and I've never had an issue with alcohol, so it wasn't a problem. I've taken breaks before, but I realized that I really missed nightclubs. I love dancing, I love the music, I love connecting with people, I love getting dressed up in cute little outfits.
It's all the attention you used to get.
Specifically love gay bars, and I live very close to West Hollywood, and I missed it. It's been a few months since I'd been there. I thought I want to go.
A few months and she misses it, guys. It's like...
Anyway, even if I'm just by myself and not drinking at all, I can drive myself. I drove myself tonight. There are some safety precautions you have to take when people are like, oh, where are your friends? Oh, I lied to so many people tonight. Oh, my friends are over here, over there. I'm gonna go meet up with my friends. You know, I'll be back. you just leave. I will say that I do not blame myself for getting absolutely plastered every time I've partied in West Hollywood. I cannot tell you how many men offered me drinks tonight. And how many times I said, no thanks, maybe in a little bit, I'm good right now. I have so many thoughts and realizations and observations from tonight. I love doing things alone. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand about me, which is fine. Even the people that know me well. I love being alone. Sometimes it's so frustrating to think, as a woman, I can't do this or that by myself. If you're gonna go clubbing by
You're not alone. You're in a public space with a lot of people. You're not with a group, but you're not alone.
yourself, first off, I would not do it if you're drinking, obviously. I would go to the gay bars rather than straight bars. I have like a list of tips in my head for clubbing solo and being safe as a woman that I could make a video on that at some point. But for now, I'm gonna go in my house, I'm gonna put on something comfortable and make some tea and cuddle with my dog, get a good night's sleep and wake up early tomorrow.
This is a public service announcement to men that a £6.50 drink isn't going to make me give you my number at the end of the night. It's also not going to make me want to shag you, and it's also not going to make me wet, okay? It's 2025. Men used to go to war. Men used to write love letters.
I'm so tired of this men used to go to war bullshit. Again, if you want to say that, women used to give birth. Women used to be submissive to their husbands. Women used to respect men. Women used to be virgins. The past is the past, is it not?
Men used to ride horse-ridden carriages to their women, okay? Men used to sail the 7 fucking seas, and you think a £6.50 drink that you offered to buy me is gonna then get you access to me. I need point, evidence, explanation as to why you deserve to be in my life. First of all, okay, not a £6.50 cocktail I could have bought myself, but you happened to be next to me, and you went, can I buy you a drink? And I just went, yeah, go on, you're the fool. You're the fool by giving money away like that.
And how they think about you guys, you're the fool.
Have boundaries. 2025. Oh, I want to be a man, I want to pay for everything. Okay, go buy me a Gucci purse. Have the same energy for that. Okay, what I'm saying is that shut the fuck up, stop buying girls drinks, okay, and stop expecting things in return for these girls drinks, okay?
Stop accepting drinks from random men.
Thank you, goodbye.
That right there is a perfect example of how some women take a simple point and ruin it with unnecessary bitterness and contradiction. Let's be honest. Yes, it's true. Buying someone a drink doesn't entitle anyone to anything. Full
You're
stop.
right.
That should have been the message. Respect, boundaries, and basic decency? Absolutely. But instead of just saying that, she went off on some tired rant about men used to go to war and somehow turned a casual social gesture into a gender war speech. And here's the kicker. While she's mocking the idea of men having expectations over a £6.50 drink, she turns right around and throws out, "Go buy me a Gucci purse." So now it's not about entitlement, it's about price tag. You're telling men they're out of line for expecting anything from buying you a drink, but then you joke about access being bought with luxury goods? Make it make sense. And let's not forget the irony. Back in the day when men went to war, those same men came home to women who were also putting in real work.
Damn right.
Raising kids, maintaining the household, being supportive
Virtuous women.
partners. Now, a lot of modern women want to skip that part, but still demand traditional treatment, just upgraded to 2025 luxury standards. Truth is, if your worth is determined by how expensive the gift is, you're not really saying, "I'm not for sale." You're just negotiating a higher price. You don't want to be approached, but also want luxury gifts. You claim independence, but expect benefits. And when men pull back and stop showing interest altogether, suddenly they're the problem. No one's saying you owe anyone anything for a drink, but maybe, just maybe, the way you're delivering your message is what's sending up red flags. And the sad part? That bitterness doesn't protect you. It isolates you. Keep pushing good men away, and one day you'll realize the only company left is your cat and the echo chamber of other bitter TikToks. Want respect? Give it too. Want a high-value man? Be a high-value woman. It's really not that complicated.
It's crazy that women think that that is a normal, like, going out attire right there. Just pure lace. If we just took these women and probably went back to at least maybe the 90s and put these women in the streets in the 90s, they would be considered streetwalkers. Men would be driving up to them and offering them how much, or asking them how much.
Hey girl, do you want to go to the club tonight and put in on a section with us? Why would I put money in to get in a section with y'all when sections are free in the club?
What?
This is the first city that I've been in where women are paying for bottles, paying for sections, paying $30 to get into clubs. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. That's why that's what the
it's quality, equality.
Problem is. I've literally
broke, dusty ass, musty crusties that can't even afford $30 entrance, but they expect men to be millionaires.
I really had to tell girls like, no, I don't do that. I don't have no like. And then
we know you don't have no, because you're broke.
Then you're in a section with your girls, and then like, guys are supposed to come over and buy drinks for us, or like, they're not gonna come over unless they. Actually, one time, like, I be seeing dudes like get drinks poured into their cup from women's sections, and I'm like, you guys are participating in that because the women have money, so it's just like, I don't know, they don't think it's disrespectful to talk to men. And
that right there is exactly the kind of entitled mindset that's been ruining modern dating and social dynamics. She's literally saying women shouldn't have to pay to enter clubs, pay for bottles, or for their own sections, and that it's a man's duty to cover it all. Not offer, not volunteer, duty. As if simply being a woman means everything should be handed to you. No questions asked. Let's break this down. If you believe in equality, then equality means equal responsibility, not cherry-picking the benefits of tradition when it suits your lifestyle, then tossing out the rest. You want to be the modern boss babe? Cool. Then act like it. Pay your way in like everyone else. But instead, what we see is a double standard. Independence until the bill shows up, then suddenly it's a man's job. See, that's the problem. The expectation that men should always foot the bill, carry the night, and finance the fun, while women just show up and enjoy. No reciprocity, no accountability, just entitlement. And the irony? These same women will turn around and talk about how men are insecure or men are intimidated by strong women. No, men are just tired. Tired of doing everything with nothing in return but criticism and complaints. If you're demanding access to a good time off the back of someone else's wallet, that's not empowerment, that's opportunism. Real equality means you bring something to the table too. Not just looks, not just presence, but actual contribution.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be money.
Financially, emotionally, mentally. Truth is, men have caught on. That's why more and more of them are walking away from these dynamics. They're done entertaining people who only want the perks of traditional roles without offering the partnership that came with it. You want a party? Great. Pay your way in. Buy a round of drinks. Show you're not just a taker. The days of men sponsoring your lifestyle just because you exist, they're fading and fast.
I mean, as long as more simps and men are waking up, watching content like this, seeing true women nature on TikTok and everything, yeah, men are just done. Or men are gone. Gone.
I'm going to show you how busy it is on a Friday. Right, Megan, open the door. Are you ready?
she's showing video proof. Loud music blasting, an empty venue. Just her and her one friend barely dancing in the background while everyone else is either not there or glued to their phones. That's not nightlife. That's a ghost town with speakers. Here's the thing. Club culture used to be about connection, energy, and celebration. People danced, vibed, met new people, had fun. Now, it's just a performance. Everyone's there to record a vibe, not feel one. Everyone's on their phone waiting for someone else to make it fun. That kind of passive energy kills the whole scene. And let's be honest, it didn't just die out of nowhere. It became hostile. The atmosphere shifted.
The hostility is probably the bigger issue. Men probably still willing to spend money if women were nice to us.
Men don't even feel welcome anymore. Every move is under surveillance. Every interaction is treated with suspicion, and somehow even a simple approach can be labeled creepy or toxic. So now the very people who used to fuel that lively energy, the men who'd show up, buy drinks, dance, and engage, are gone. And without them, the party is over. Now it's just bottle service, influencers, people sitting in overpriced sections trying to look like they're enjoying themselves, when in reality, there's nothing going on. You can't build culture on judgment, entitlement, and Instagram clout. People stopped celebrating because there's nothing left to celebrate. Real fun got replaced by curated content. Real connections got replaced by red flags.
Yeah.
And now you're left with empty clubs and loud music, echoing off the walls with no one there to dance to it. That's not nightlife. That's a funeral for what it used to be.
Everyone's wondering why Gen Z isn't clubbing. It's because they're not having a good time. I'm ready to rile so many people up right now. Not illegal to have an opinion. I love music. I love going to gigs, especially electronic ones like Overmano, Daniel Avery, Kelly Lee Owens, that kind of vibe. And I lived in New York for 8 years and I literally lived in a nightclub area. So I was out all the time. Honestly, I would go to a lot of gigs completely stone cold sober and I would have a great time. And since getting back to Ireland, I've been to a good few gigs. I went to 2 last month. I was trying to pinpoint why I'm not enjoying myself. For me, it's nothing to do with whether people are sober or not, and it has everything to do with dance culture. New York, like the dance scene was really inclusive and all the time by myself and just make friends or just even share a moment of magic with someone, even if it was like 30 seconds of like us dancing together. Even now that I'm living back in Ireland sounds mental, like that would like haunt some people. The camaraderie was just so beautiful. You would see like someone in their 70s at a rave. If you were on your own, there was a sense of taking care of the person, just keeping like a watchful eye on them to make sure that they're okay. I just used to feel a lot more community. In Ireland, I feel like everyone keeps to themselves, an etiquette there to the dance floor that I'm just like not seeing or witnessing that I wish was a little better. I've never seen so many men unaware of their elbows. Jam-packed club. And I felt like everyone was enjoying the experience separately. Some of the best nights out I've had are almost when the crowd just feels into this one energy, respectful and conscious and aware of the space that they're taking up. Like no snobbiness, judgment. Yeah.
I can agree with this, actually, that people are not so aware and courteous as they used to be of their own surrounding and just how they interact, closely with other people.
I don't know. I miss it. Clubbing community is where it's at. Be the change you want to see in the world. God bless.
It's not just Gen Z being different or antisocial. It's that the energy that used to make clubs exciting is completely gone. Clubbing used to be about dancing, flirting, socializing, real human connection. Now it's about who's in VIP, who's posting what, and who's judging who. Gen Z didn't just wake up and decide to stop having fun. They walked into a nightlife scene where everything felt transactional, over-policed, and hyper-curated for social media. There's pressure to look perfect, act disinterested, and be unapproachable, all while filming the whole thing to prove you were out. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. The way dating and social dynamics have shifted. Men used to be a big part of the nightlife spark, but now they feel like they're walking on eggshells. You can't even compliment someone without risking being labeled creepy or problematic. That creates a cold, distant environment where no one wants to take risks, so everyone just stands around on their phones waiting for something exciting to happen, but no one's willing to make it happen. So yeah, the club isn't fun anymore. But it's not because Gen Z is boring. It's because the vibe was slowly killed by unrealistic expectations, judgmental energy, and the death of genuine interaction.
I wonder whose side was to blame.
The spirit of nightlife was built on freedom, spontaneity, and connection. Take those away, and you're left with flashing lights, loud music, and a whole lot of people pretending to have a good time. No wonder no one's dancing.
Not pretending to have a good time is so accurate.
It's official, y'all. Gen Z killed club culture. Clubbing is dead. And this is coming from...
I actually don't think it's a generation that did. I think it's social media that did. When that social media came of Instagram, posting, Facebook, and all these things, people are so worried about looking perfect and looking so good. I don't really think it's the Gen Zs that are like this, but they're immersed in this world of social media.
An early Gen Zer. Let's get into it. It's such a shame that clubbing culture is dead, especially when Rap was the album of the year last summer and Club Classics was the song of the summer, right? But then I have to remember, oh, Charlie is a millennial. So she knows a thing or two about clubbing. Thank you, Miss Charlie. Thankfully, like I said, I'm Gen Z, but I'm a little bit early Gen Z, so I feel like I caught the end of like true club culture. Because I was in college from 2015 to 2019, and I would definitely say, especially in those early college years for me, I was able to experience true club culture that millennials laid the groundwork for. You know, and it's going viral now, like the bandeau dresses and the one oak vibe and getting dressed up to party. That was a thing, like putting on your little club dress and heels.
Do people not... You guys dress up to go to clubs now. It's just with less clothes.
And having your little flats in the car. I remember going out and doing that when I first got on the scene when I was a young diva. Here's where Gen Z went wrong for me, and of course it is not everywhere and everybody. I am someone who loves to party, y'all. I am a double fire sun and moon, so I say to myself, but when I'm ready to get outside and party, I love to have a good time. I have partied all over the country, even internationally, in premier party hotspots: Miami, Vegas, Paris, Italy, New York, where I live, and I'm just seeing a decline, and I'm like, wow, is clubbing really dead? I love to party, I'm sad. This is coming, the call is coming from inside. I'm early Gen Z, but still in the community. So, this is what's happening. Everybody is focused on being too cute to party. That's number one. Okay? We know you're gorgeous. Everybody's gorgeous. Period. When it's time to get out there and dance and let loose, I want to see y'all on the floor. Take it to the floor. Get off your phone and take it to the floor. Have a little fun. Shake a little ass. That's what I love. Like, if I came out to party and have a good time, like, the world is ending, I want to party. Like, I want to party. I want to party. I want to GTL. Like, don't be too afraid to party. Like, if you want to look cute, I feel like go to an event, go to a lounge. Everybody's always going to be gorgeous, but let's really party. Let's really cut up. And that's what I do. I turn up any venue. Another reason I feel like club culture is dead, clubbing is dead, is because I think it's the sassy culture in men lately, but there's...
Oh. We're the sassy ones, right?
A new world order in these clubs that is not correct. This is not historically accurate. This is not what we should be doing. Big, brolic, 300+ pound men are pushing gorgeous groups of women. Gorgeous, gorgeous women. Out of line, pushing to get into the front. They're able to walk right in because the bouncer is broski, and there's just this male like, bro, I'm here, bro. They're getting right in, all of the men. Okay, fine. The women, the gorgeous women, are having trouble getting into...
You're not all gorgeous. Stop it with the gorgeous women. Just because all you women go to the club doesn't make you all gorgeous women at the club.
These clubs now. Justice for being gorgeous. Like, this is not okay. You should not be having groups of gorgeous women outside of your club and allowing 5, 10, 17 packs of men to bogart and rush right in. And I'm just confused, like, the men want to party with each other?
We pay the money. Do you not realize that? Are you guys going to pay money and buy drinks? No, but the men are.
The women is what's going to make your establishment go up. Don't you want to party with gorgeous women? Maybe you don't. And if you don't, somebody needs to say that. Just say that. They're trying to introduce that. I'm somebody who I speak out on these issues. I don't let it happen, but that's what they're trying to implement, y'all. It's crazy. It's disgusting. And back in my day, when I was partying, probably, like I said, when I was a little younger, when I first got on the scene, that was not the culture of clubbing. Like, if there was a promoter outside the club and he saw gorgeous women, they were getting in, and it was like, what did Beyonce say?
Congratulations, it's called equality.
The club is full of ballers and they pockets full grown. That was definitely the tone. Like, men enjoy popping it, spending on women, bottles on us, even if it was just like your homeboy. Like, it was just an understanding that, like, okay, y'all in here, we want gorgeous women in our club. Like,
so you're simp friend zone friends,
hey, thanks for rocking with me, sis, I got you. Like, I think I will say is I do think some of these clubs are closing a little early. Like, why is your club closed at 12 a.m.? I just left the house at 11. Like, maybe that's just New York, because I know in Europe, like, clubs stay open like till like 4, like in Miami, and there are some clubs I know that stay open late, but like, keep the club open, boo. We're coming. That's another thing. I think that hit a lot of points, but I just want justice for club culture. Now, don't get me wrong, I still party, I'm still outside, I still have a great time. I still get princess treatment because I demand it. But I don't appreciate what these clubs are trying to do. Oh, this elastic, they're charging. Stop trying to charge gorgeous women an arm and a leg to party.
The entitlement.
And there ain't no frills. There ain't no, what's the bonus? Why am I paying you to buy drinks and kick it with y'all? Is this going to charity?
It's called the scene and the music and stuff. That's why you pay to get into venues like comedy clubs and other things.
Is Lil Wayne gonna come out? Like, what is the incentive of me paying to get in here? Now I get it, you know, these small businesses, black-owned businesses, they gotta get their money, cool, respectable. But y'all gotta bring that back. Y'all gotta bring that back a little bit. People don't want to do
Just say it. You're a broke, dusty, musty, crusty.
that. I won't be doing it. And I think that's why a lot of these places are shutting down, because it's just like the hierarchy of how clubs go is just getting corrupted. It's like y'all are literally steering the hose away. We're scared. Hope this helps, but let's just all fight as a community to bring back clubbing. Thank you.
And the irony is, she's not entirely wrong, but she's also not entirely innocent.
Yeah.
Yes, Gen Z played a role in shifting club culture, but not in the way people think. It wasn't some master plan to kill the fun. It was the natural consequence of a generation growing up with constant surveillance.
Yep, social media.
Online clout chasing, and social anxiety fed by unrealistic expectations. But here's the catch. Many of the same women now blaming Gen Z also helped turn nightlife into a spectacle instead of an experience. Think about it. Clubbing used to be about letting loose, vibing to the music, meeting new people. But over time, it became about bottle wars, VIP sections, curated Instagram stories, and don't talk to me energy. People were more focused on recording the moment than living in it. The fun left when everyone got too cool to actually participate. Gen Z just inherited the mess. They walked into clubs and saw cold stares, overpriced everything, no dancing, no connection, and they peaced out. So yes, Gen Z may have buried club culture, but they didn't kill it alone. They were handed a nightlife scene that was already on life support. Too transactional, too judgmental, too fake.
Again, I don't really go to clubs. Went to that Cambodian club because they were closing down and all my friends were like, oh, the food is the best. We gotta go eat the food. I probably spent like $150 on food that night because I was eating. But that's me at clubs, especially when they have food. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time.